you hooligans. Let me know how that sounds. I do not want a repeat of last time. Did my stream just... No, it did. Oh my god. I was trying to change the bitrate while live, and I thought my program crashed. But it didn't. I hope. We still here? Sound off. Okay, we're still here. Woo-wee! Hold up. I forgot reference. Do I? No, I don't actually. Hold up. Let's be reasonable. And might as well. Boo. Okay, just checking. Oh yeah, for the starting stream, the ambience is always loud. 'Cause I don't have... It should be low latency. Shit waffles, yeah! I just remembered I said I was gonna check out your channel. I am so sorry. Man, a lot of shit happened, since last stream, and by a lot of shit, I mean literally nothing. Today is November 7th. Damn. Okay. Jeez. What we are doing today is something a little special. Let me get my things ready. Yeah, where did October go? Exactly, where did October go? I was so busy making videos for October. God, I was not able to enjoy my spooky season, basically. Anyway. Spooky season only dies when we let it. So, we are going to be continuing on with what I should have done as soon as I started the channel. The different channel. I am going to really crack down on myself and get to work on my Gatesville story. Now, the story is chugging along, but the channel has collected dust. It has crickets. So I'm going to fix that. But before I fix that, I want to create a new PNG, which is basically just going to be Rune, same Rune, just in the style of Gatesville's ghouls. Because for those of you who don't know, Rune Skeomorph is not a vampire, nor a witch. She is a ghoul. But in the rules of Gatesville, ghouls look a very specific way. For lore reasons that will be remained secret until show drops. So, we're going to be working on that. But first, her official design. And while we're doing this, I'm going to scream because for some reason, my anatomy has tanked. I don't know what happened. But, like, ever since... God, I want to say August. Ever since August, my drawing and artistic ability to draw humans has just plummeted. Case in point. What the hell? And I know I can hear the people saying, "Oh, that just means you're burnt out. That means you need to take a break." I know, but I don't wanna. Counterpoint, I don't wanna. I really don't have to draw her feet since it's not gonna be seen. But at the same time, if I don't have a full body for like other promotional stuff, I just won't use it. Holy hell. Okay. That's better. That's better. That's funny. I know I always say to be kind to yourself because no one else will. But at the same time, sometimes you just gotta... You gotta call yourself out and say, "Bitch, what are you doing?" So this stream is me calling myself out. And doing it publicly. Because if I don't make a public announcement about it, I'm just not going to hold myself to that standard. I also always say, don't make promises you don't intend on keeping. So if I just make this promise to do better publicly, well, now I have to. Because I promised it. Also, I will not, for this design, I will not be role-playing. I will not be doing any of that shit. And honest, at some point, I just kinda want to just not switch my PNG between Rune and Gatesville because I'm the creator. But at the same time, I don't want to be like working on a show and them going, "Oh, what character are you? And who's the character in this art?" It's like, it's not. It's just my persona. I'm sorry. But then I try to look at what other people have done for like a point of reference. Specifically, like the show Farfetched, which I love to death. Even though nothing is out yet, just a teaser trailer. And it's like, oh, they have their personas and whatnot out on full display, and they use it for whatever stream they're on, no matter the channel. But at the same time, they've been around. Like, they were streaming on their own channel, Ashley Nichols, for like Honeycast, before Farfetched. I almost called it Sesamoid, but you know, that was that's the band. That's the fictional band. Something's up here. Her proportions are off, and I think it's because her head is quite large in comparison to her body. That also is the thing that I've been noticing with my style. The heads have been just getting progressively bigger. It's like, no, I don't want it. Anyway, like, what I'm trying to say is Ashley and the crew for Farfetched already have a large following before they started their channel. But at the same time, I can just do whatever the hell I want. And I already designed her as like a thought experiment. It's like, okay, how do I... If Rune was in the show, what would she look like? Here she is. Her name would also not be Rune. Maybe it would be if she chose that name, but given... I'm not sure what her backstory would be. But then again, that's not the important part. What is important is that the channel has a face. But I don't know. Is it too confusing that I have too many faces for one character? Like, if someone is like a fan of Gatesville, and then comes over to my other channel to watch my things, and then is color blasted with a completely different design. Now, that's not the case with my other channel, because holy shit, I almost got addicted to creating alternate accounts. Because that's just for the furry stuff. That's bad anatomy. Yeah. I don't want Rune to become Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Even though there's nothing wrong with Spider-Man, it's just... That's not really... You know... needed. So even if I don't end up using this design, at least it's here. At least I'm doing something. I'm gonna make her head a little bit smaller. Just a wee. Yeah. I get what you mean, Phoenix. I just, you know... One of my superpowers is overthinking. There we go. That's much better. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I'm completely on brand. And if we wanted to get creepypasta with it, it could call me the monster of 1,000 faces. Even though that's not what that phrase means. Just decompressing. Okay. False Hydra. Cool. This is funny, because Hydra Butterfly is the name I want to use for my eventual studio. Mostly because Hydras are cool. Okay, am I forgetting anything design-wise? Since she's a ghoul, her bangs Her hair, well, her hair can be a different color as long as it's pale, specifically for this kind of ghoul. Eyes are red, but not pointed, just angled. And no pupils. I tried to draw them with the pupils, and then when I thought about animating, I imploded, so I just thought, you know what? Let's forgo the pupils. Yeah, well, you're doing off a lot better than I am, Waffles. I'm still in the scripting phase, and I'm just like, oh, what do I do for the channel? Because writing video essays sucks. I thought, you know what? I'll just X character as vines. There, that's funny. Give me an excuse to draw the characters and come up with silly moments that aren't necessarily canon. Oh, it's a D&D thing. Ah. Hard to change your memory, shift perspective. Thought that'd be more like a mind flare. Or like a flesh gate. Okay. Horror community, I got a bone to pick with you. Can we maybe stop using Wendigos? Because the Native Americans are kind of sick of it. But can we use flesh gates instead of Wendigos? Flesh gates are much more terrifying than Wendigos. Okay, well, not the way my property is normal writes them, but the way they're normally written, flesh gates are terrifying. Okay, for context, flesh gates are these creatures that live in the woods and will follow campers, and they can mimic human forms and integrate themselves into the group, because they have the ability to, like, on a dime, insert and rewrite memories and create false perspectives to where you don't even remember that your party has a few extra members. But it's not a 100% thing, because even though you have the memories, you can still say, no, logically, we came here on a 5-seater van, there's no possible way we have a party of 7. Who are you? But then you get the, no, wait, don't you remember me? We've been in love for 10 years. And it's, oh no, I have all these memories of you, but you're not real. You're a flesh gate. You just want me lost in the woods so you can eat me. Or something like that. See? Horror community. Can we get on that? Whoops. Like, you know, instead of using, Wendigos for, like, the Until Dawn retelling, I think they should have rewrote it for, like, to incorporate flesh gates, because that way, that would really play into Josh's psychosis and schizophrenia, to where you're like, maybe he's hallucinating, but also maybe the monster's just playing with his mind. And it's like, oh, brother, they killed me. I was so lonely. Get revenge. And he's like, yes, I must get revenge for my sister's ghost. But it's actually a flesh gate playing on his memories. Instead of just, oh, he's crazy, tee-hee. We were riding in the trunk. Still, I mean, flesh gates are just untapped potential. That I think should be explored. Because then it gets psychological. How do you draw corsets? Oh, this isn't really a corset per se. This is like one of those over things. Not a pinafore. What am I thinking of? Sleeves. Yeah, I mean, see? The potential. The potential for the spooks. It's unlimited with a Fleshgate. And I don't think anyone, like, owns... Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think anyone owns the IP of a Fleshgate, so you're not, like, encroaching on anyone's misrepresented and already misrepresented culture. Tokenized culture, really. And because of that, you can do whatever the hell you want. As long as you have, like, the base fundamentals that make it a Fleshgate. But I could be wrong. Maybe it's a thing like Slenderman where no one actually has the copyright to it. I forgot my mic was right there when I was doing that. I apologize. It's like, ghosts are boring. Ghosts are overrated. Werewolves, vampires, kind of overdone, despite me working on a story that has both. Or all three. You never know. Just so I can properly visualize what's going on here. Okay. The hair needs work. There. Yeah. Okay. Okay. There we go. Wait, you got stuck in the mud? Jeez. What were you doing outside? Don't you know that place is dangerous? So you're talking like a... luring people to kill them and get their best body parts to craft itself a new perfect body. So like a reverse Frankenstein. I did it. Hey, guess what? Since time is an illusion, and vampires and ghouls can't seem to get away from leather, guess what? Bell bottoms. Because cringe culture is dead. We do what we want. Can you believe, and this is, you know, I'm going to say this with the understanding that, of course, personal preference is a thing, and everyone has their own personal preferences. So, lay off when I say bootcut jeans are superior. Now, some people are like, oh my god, I can't stand bootcut. And it's like, that's your own prerogative, you know, that's fine. So people who wear bell bottoms are psychopaths. Excuse you? Well, sorry for having huge calves, and each time I'm not wearing bootcut jeans, it feels like I'm wearing skinny jeans because my legs are tree trunks. And I hate the feeling of my legs being constricted. You know, likey. But also not liking, skirts. It's been a while since I've run into someone who said bootcuts were the devil. But usually it doesn't come up in conversation. And when it does, I'm like, okay, I'll just ignore you forever. Yeah, man, I can't do skinny jeans. I absolutely hate skinny jeans. It's not just because they look terrible, but my calves so tense to burst out of my jeans. Exactly, man. Phoenix, did you walk on your toes when you were a kid? Or do you still walk on your toes? Because I did. And it's why my calves are so fucking huge to the point where I can't wear normal pants. It is a bitch and a half to find knee-high boots. I medically need boot cut or I will lose circulation in my legs. That's how... Oh, her hatches, yes. Anyway. How did I do it? Okay. I hate trying to find knee-high socks for myself because they end up being calf cuts anyway. Because my calves are so big. And when I do find knee-high socks, they're either stretched out so much where you can't even see the cool design on them and all you see is just white because they didn't dye the fabric properly, or they just cut off the circulation at the knees. I see you! Get out! Sorry, a different cat was trying to get in here and they're not allowed. Okay, well, my calves aren't that tense, but oh my god, when I get a cramp, a calf cramp, man, I'd rather have a Charlie horse than a calf cramp, because my goodness, I can't walk after. Oh, just drawing this lace-up corset reminded me. It's a sad day in America. Truly, like, no, it was Sunday. Or whatever. Sunday was a sad day in America. Spirit Halloween has officially closed for the season. 'Tis a dark day for the goth community. Especially since I wasn't able to find a corset this year. Yeah. But I did get 2 Jason Voorhees t-shirts, and I got a mug. Not a Jason mug, but I did get a mug. That's really cool. It's got a rib cage on it with roses. And it's got like an embroidery design on the front, and on the inside, around the rim, it says "Dead Inside." It's awesome. I bought myself the mug. Had to speed run past the jewelry section. It's so annoying because Spirit Halloween has a lot of, yes, it's got a lot of dorky costumes and whatnot, but some of the stuff they got there is like, yeah, sure, it's a little steampunk and vampire-y, but for a goth bitch as myself, I could wear that all year. It's practical to shop there. However expensive, it's better to thrift. But how often are you going to find a laceable pleather corset at a thrift store? How often is that going to happen? Answer: never. Especially in my area. The country. AKA middle of fucking nowhere. Who's wearing a corset out in the country? No, what you find are jerseys and cowboy hats. It's just, oh, I'm not even in Texas. Why are y'all here? I'm in Washington State. Why are there so many cowboys out here? I kid. But I tell you what, nothing is more humbling in the shopping world when you realize you are in fact not a medium. In fact, have graduated up to a large. And it depends on what brand or country you're from. You would actually technically be an XL. Which is, oh, great. Because I was looking at the shirts. And I'm like, mediums fit me, but then the sleeves are kind of tight. So, I'll just get a large. So it'll be large, poofy, and comfortable. I got the large. I tried it on when I got home because I didn't have a changing area to try on. And I put on the shirt and went, this fits like any other. This is like pretty figure hugging for me. Oh God, am I a large? And the answer is yes. That's why I usually shop in the men's section anyway. They got bigger t-shirts. And another hot take. Women's sleeves are bullshit. The shield cut sleeve, the one that like hugs your armpit. No, bad. Ugh. Garbage. Shield cut sleeves can go to hell. Just make it a tank top at that point. Don't do the sleeve cut. Because, okay, you got a shoulder here. If you do the sleeve cut and it's just hugging the armpit, you're just covering the distracting rotator cuff, apparently. And what's distracting about that? Just cut the sleeve off. Whenever I buy a shirt and I didn't realize it was a shield cut because I got so carried away on the design, I'm like, fuck! So I just get the scissors and I snip off the sleeves and like cut it down. Because not only are the shield cuts like really tight on the shoulder, they're also tight in the pit. Like your bone, like, here's your rotator cuff for your arm bone. And here's the bicep muscle. The sleeve is like right here for the shield cut. It's like, no, the sleeve should be down here. There. That's better. If it's, because then you got like the free armpit area. You can actually lift your arm. Because why are sleeves so close to the pits? You're not supposed to block that area. Those are your sweat glands. Open it up. Wear muscle shirts. Fuck it. You either put the sleeve all the way down here so that this area is open and can breathe and airs out and doesn't get stinky and sweaty, or you just cut it off. Which is why all my sleeves are, I draw all my sleeves either like off the shoulder, very baggy, or just hoodies, because the sleeve on the hoodies starts down here. Like, line it up with the, like, some of the ribs. It's bullshit how tight those sleeves are. I drew the wrong nose. Yeah, we got. So, shield cuts are the devil. Same with crew cut. Crew cut collars are also the devil. Because I'm not afraid to admit, I'm a big girl. I'm basically plus size. Technically overweight. I'm like 190 at 5 feet 5 inches. That is very much overweight by American standards, even though American standards are jacked. Anyway, so when I have, like, my neck, collarbone, and shoulders, this is a wacky neck, but bear with me, the collar of a shirt should be, like, here, you know? Give yourself some mobility. It should be here. That kind of like braces the neck area. It gives you some movement. It still covers. It's not below the collarbone. But, you know, it should be at least, you know, like here. Here is more comfortable. It's open. It breathes. You know, well, technically the collarbone is, like, up here. On humans. It's, like, at the base of the neck. Your collarbone should be wild and free. It should be out here. Crew cuts. Hang on. Crew cuts say, nah. Here. With an extra collar. But we're not a turtleneck. Like, turtlenecks are up here. And turtlenecks are knitted. So, you know, there's, like, some room to breathe. I have nothing wrong with the turtleneck. I prefer a sag collar, personally. No, crew cuts are, like, here. Which isn't even, like, choker level. Because chokers are up here and are usually, like, little dainty things and are cute. I like chokers. But crew cuts are, like, right... This is where the voice box is. This is where your esophagus is. This is where it, like, connects down, like, past the lungs. Here's the heart. Into the stomach area. You're putting pressure on here. It's just a collar. It's just, like, you're gonna feel it on the way down. But, like, there's nothing up here. Crew cuts are specifically here. This is your larynx. And your thyroid are right here. You should not be putting that much pressure on your thyroid and larynx. It's going to cause problems. Crew cuts are scientifically proven to be bad for you. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. My TED Talk. Anyway. Shield cuts, unhealthy. Crew cuts, unhealthy. You either show some you either give us the cleavage, or you cover it, or you give us a scarf. Or here's an idea. Just go open shoulder. Say fuck it. Here's like 3 of my designs that have the same concept. You just wear a tank top and off the shoulder shirt. Superior character design. I don't care what anybody says. Now, of course, you can make... We're not drawing the art at this point. You can, of course, make the argument for the peak anime design. Here, hold on. Let me sketch it real quick. You can make the argument for the peak... Oh my god, the anatomy is so jacked here. Okay, anyway. You can make the argument for the anime shirt here that, like, hugs the chest area and is basically completely open shoulder, but it's not an open back, okay? It, like, connects up around the back. You know, or, like, just connects at the neck and is an open back. Like, what's her name from Bleach? Sifo! The captain of the stealth squad. She's got that completely open back, but it, like, goes up to her neck. That is peak character design. I agree. But it's not for me. Like, I can agree that, black and yellow are, like... No, wait, hold on. That's not the fashion thing. Heart-shaped glasses are cute, but I have a heart-shaped face, so aviators would look better on me, because they complement my face shape. At least I think I have a heart-shaped face. I can't tell what my actual face shape is or what my bone structure is because I'm so fucking chubby. I can't tell. They need to make those face shape guides for fat people. Because honestly, just because we're overweight, that doesn't mean we don't have the right to look beautiful. In fact, fuck all these hoes. We look more beautiful. Y'all skinny bitches look good in clothes, but when you're out, where's the curves? Y'all hugging a piece of wood. No. No hate to any skinny bitches here. No hate. It's not your fault. Societal expectations are a bitch. Oh, I didn't say I was ugly. I just said there's not a lot of resources. I had to do math myself to figure out what I feel looks good on me. I couldn't get professional help because every time I looked up, like face shape things for like fashion and whatnot, they were like, oh, well, it's only for this types of face shape. And I'm like, yeah, but I can't tell. I have chubbers. I have cheeks. You see? So your chart is useless because you're talking about bone structure. I haven't seen that. I was born chubby, okay? I was born chubby. And of course, all babies are born chubby. But still. You'd think with, they're saying, oh, obesity is such a huge problem in America. Yeah. So, let's compensate. Let's do something about it. Ya bitch. How about instead of shaming the people for having a different body type, you figure out what the issue is? And sometimes you're just trying to figure out it isn't an issue. They just have the endomorphic body type. Like I do. So having an endomorphic body type means my body is basically built for like Viking caveman times. Where you need to like store fat for the winter, and every time you go for a run, your body's like, oh, don't worry, lassie, we got you covered for the long winters. Them British ain't going to get you. And then I just store fat. So heaven forbid I eat a cookie. Because guess what? That weight ain't going anywhere. But also my weight yo-yos every day, which is, I'm told, is unhealthy. But I'm just like, hey, I haven't died yet. Leave me and my caffeine addiction alone. I have stopped having heart palpitations, though. So that's good. It's actually been a long while since I've had a heart palpitation. But oh my god, those things are terrifying. I remember the first time I had one, and I thought I was having a heart attack. And then the nurse, or doctor, whatever she was, so helpful. I was telling her that what my experience was, because I didn't know what it was or how to, like, explain it. And I basically said it felt like my heart was spasming. Like, it was having a muscle spasm, but wasn't beating properly, and then I was getting, emotional telling her about that because I was thinking, oh god, I'm like 12 and I'm gonna have a heart attack. And then she's like, why are you upset? I'm sitting there like, because it's scary. And he went, okay, fine. Excuse? Sorry? I am child, basically, still. I wasn't 12. I was older than that, wasn't I? Hold up. Anyway, I was like still in high school, at least. Heart palpitations aren't taken as seriously as I think they should be because they're basically a heart attack, but you don't die. Because it feels like something terrible is going on, but it just feels that way. With a heart attack, something terrible is going on, but it doesn't necessarily hurt. That's what's also scary about heart attacks. They don't necessarily hurt. I didn't know that. I thought heart attacks always hurt. Like, your left arm goes numb, you have a lot of chest pain, you're like, you feel like you're about to fucking die and faint. That was like a heart attack. But no, some women actually die of multiple heart failure because they were having like a heart attack. They had several heart attacks because they're like, oh, that's a weird chest spasm. Oh well. Because the people think heart attacks hurt. And sometimes they do. But not always. That's not a telltale sign that you're having a heart attack, is having chest pain. Because sometimes you're having a heart attack and you're like, I feel fine. But then no, you need to get into surgery now. Your heart has stopped. It's a diet heart attack. Exactly. Either way, yo es mío, no es bueno. Oh, that's the wrong select tool. Copy, paste, transform. It also doesn't help that whenever I have the hiccups, it is so damn painful. Like, it's not like, oh, wow, my chest hurts. It's like, oh god, no! My hiccup literally made my diaphragm like rip in half. That's what not diaphragm. No, wait, it is a diaphragm. The muscle that's on top of the stomach that causes hiccups. It feels like it got caught, like, when I hiccuped, it feels like it got caught on my rib cage and is now just pulling down on my ribs and making my lungs feel trapped. That's what hiccups are for me. Because every time, when I get the hiccups, man, game over. I need to sit down, and it's gonna last a long time. I've only had small hiccups, like, once. And that was because that was the first time I ate spicy, no. We were at, like, an African restaurant, and it was so freaking spicy, I actually got the hiccups. And that had never happened to me before. I've had horseradish, wasabi, I've eaten, like, sriracha straight from the bottle. And that didn't give me the hiccups. But for some reason, this meat steak stew thing served with naan gave me the hiccups because it was so spicy. Those didn't hurt though. I was actually laughing through those hiccups because it was just like, oh my god, this has never happened to me before. But it was so spicy, but it was so good. It didn't taste spicy, if that makes any sense. It tasted, like, really good. It was, like, chunks of beef steak in, like, a, oh god, it's been so long since I've had it. It had, like, cilantro on it and an oil drizzle and broth with it. It was so good. I wanted to order seconds, but oh my god, I was too busy just holding I was just tearing up the naan and just holding it on my tongue going, and then when the waitress came around and says, everything good? And I went, can we get a refill on water, please? And I drank the whole pitcher. It was so spicy. God, good times though. Such good times. Okay, I don't need that sketch. Okay. So yeah, that was the only time I actually had something that was so spicy it gave me the hiccups. It is... I don't think it's ever happened to me since. Maybe once or twice, but I honestly don't remember. Because that was like the first time it actually was like, what the The food was delicious, but really spicy. I was like, thank you. Yes, it's delicious. Yep. It turned into you turned into a dragon, basically, because you're like, hey, I'm in this room. Can we have a refill of water, please? Thank you. No, I'm gonna keep that one. You know it's spicy when you turn into old man. Like, there was one time I ate like a red hot chili pepper raw, down to the stem, seeds and all. I think it wasn't actually a chili pepper. It might have been a cayenne pepper, like a straight up raw cayenne pepper, straight to the stem, seeds and all. I didn't get the hiccups, but holy fuck, it was so painful to just breathe. I was in so much actual physical pain. I bit it, chewed it, swallowed really fast, and he was like mute as I tried to tear open a bag of bread to get a bread piece, and my dad's sitting there like, what? I can't tell if my dad was concerned for me or just annoyed or thought I was being over dramatic, because he was just going, what? What? What's wrong? He was like expecting me to tell him what's wrong. I'm like, I can't talk. I can't talk. Get the milk. Like, literally, it hurt to exhale because the air was oxidizing the spice in every single pore in my mouth. And I'm like, huh? So I just like, we don't have Wonder Bread or white bread, but you know, I tried to find like some, what do we have? What did we have? We had, like, potato buns. That's what it was. I was just fisting down those potato buns and just trying so hard not to die. Oh, hush, Phoenix. You're glazing. Now, okay, back to the design. The rules of Gatesville and the character design is everything is color-coded. To where... I'll address that in a second. Everything is color-coded. Now, despite all vampires and ghouls having red eyes, they can still have an offshoot of red that represents their personality. Each character's personality is color-coded in the world of Gatesville. And I don't mind saying that because I'm actually, it's not really a spoiler. I mean, it kind of is if you, like, know the actual chart. I won't show you the chart because that's secrets. But I will tell you each character's personality is color-coded. And each character has one color. And, like, different shades of that color. Like, I can bring up their other designs. Hold up 1 second. Where is it? Here it is. Gatesville. Let's do core beliefs. Let's show off the main gang. Boom. The main cast of Core Beliefs, which is still part of Gatesville. It's just like a little mini-series. Now, each character has its color. Now, these guys are in uniform for the Hunter Corps Academy, so their color reflects in their shoes and belt. And due to their culture of color, and because I wanted the humans to look more interesting and to look kind of... I wanted the humans to look like they were the outcasts, while the actual monsters and the weirdos look like regular people. I did that on purpose because it was just so funny to me. So they also dye their hair. They match their eye colors. Now, you think, oh, yellow? He's got yellow eyes? Well, no. In the real world, he probably has brown eyes. But for the sake of color coding, he has, his color is yellow, which means something for his personality. This guy's Joshua. Now, Kendra, this is sort of red, but it's not vampire red. This is the human red. Because humans don't have straight red like this. See, it's distinctly different. She's got more of an orangey offshoot of red. So each color represents a personality. And, oop, there's a character with 2 colors. What's that mean? I don't know. Moving on. So even though Rune in this world is a ghoul, so her eyes are forced to be red, her color is more of orangey red. Because you can have a more, you can have like a red, or you can have a more pink red, more orangey red, a red with some purple tones underneath. But you can't have like 3 colors in a character. Now, you can have like grays and whatnot, and skin tones doesn't matter. Like, if the person's, color is like blue. Whoops, that's the... If a person's skin color is like this bluish purple and they're like darker skinned, they can still have a reddish skin tone, but we can also add like the... Oops. No, that's not it. Did it once where I had like a... I did it once before where I made the darker skin tone. Yeah. Their skin tone would be kind of a purplish pink instead of the dark orange, which brown is. They can still be this color or like a lighter skin tone to complement their blue color. It's just that their eyes would be blue, and if they were human, they would have blue in their hair, and their clothes would be a offshoot of blue. Here, let me pull up some other characters that are civilians. Here we go. These are the main character's parents, who are absolutely adorable. Now, her main color is, of course, blue. His is orange, which have faded over the years due to their age. Color saturation also points to their age. Now, when I first designed her, I did put pink flowers in her hat. I might have to change that. But still, like, his eyes are this brown, which used to be orange when he was younger. And since he's from an older generation, they don't dye their hair. But his clothes are all brown. Now, his shoes are a little pink, but, color theory. But for the sake of simplicity, like, their eye color and their main clothing color would usually be the same color, just for the sake of simplicity. But if we're going by, like, real-world logic, he would be wearing, like, a white shirt. They remind me a little of Ernest and Muriel from Courage. I was exactly referencing those characters when I drew them. Actually, I was more referencing Sniper's parents from TF2, from Team Fortress 2, who were also referencing Was it Eustace? Yeah, and Muriel. It's been a while since I've seen Courage. We're also referencing the old couple from Courage, but yeah. Okay. So since Rune's color is this orangey red, her clothes are going to be of the same hue, but different values. Now, some of these references I pulled up are old references before I, like, fully fleshed out the rules of the design. So I will have to redesign the main character's parents. Just to, so their values match up. Ha 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 ha. I've been making a lot of jokes about that. Despite someone who is physically pissed off by dad jokes, I make puns like no tomorrow. So, skin color aside, the characters for Gatesville are kind of monochrome. But not really, because monochrome is like grayscale with one color. These guys are technically multiple colors, but they're all the same hue. If you know what I'm talking about. You see, watch the color wheel. Okay, it's slightly jimmied. So, shit. It's okay. We're allowed a thin margin of error. Her main color is this orange. Her shirt is this gray, and her pants, which I might make a little darker. See, like, the hue, it, like, barely shifted, and, like, it, like, just barely shifted. We are allowed a slim margin of error for the sake of color. So don't get on my ass about it. Not saying you guys are, I'm just saying it for the general audience. Because I don't want those nerds to come in here and be like, actually, you said that they were all like the same hue and just different values, but when I color matched the PNG of this character, the hues shifted by 2 pixels. That makes these character designs inconsistent, and it just ruins the immersion of the story. It's like, it's a story about vampires and werewolves trying to find their place in the world. And it's a story about self-forgiveness. Apologies for being human. Not that I've ever had that kind of conversation with anyone ever, but it's still in the back of my mind whenever I'm doing shit like this. Like, I'm afraid I'll have the one, actually. But at the same time, I really want to have that conversation. Well, like, I really want someone to, actually me about my own creation. Because then I can say, I'm the creator, fuck you. I'm this world's god, bitch! No, I'm not. Don't get it twisted. Now, this gray is like this is a true gray. Now, with the ghouls of this kind, because ghouls can either have, let's actually pull this one up. Which, honestly, should be their own video, but I'm saying it out loud now, so I can figure out how to do the, Sorry, I'm burping a lot, jeez. Okay, so, ghouls come from vampires. Don't ask how. It'll be shown in the show. And there are two kinds of ghouls. They come in two different flavors. Let me get that piece up. Characters. What are they sized in? Season 1? You know, let's bring this one up. No, that's a spoiler. Wait, hold up. Where are they? They're over here. Okay, these guys... Now, these guys look monochrome, but that's because they're wearing a suit, and I was designing it for an art piece. So, ghouls come from vampires. So they have similar bangs, they have the same eye color, but ghouls have, like, slightly sickly-looking skin tones, and whatever their original hair color was, it either goes pale or gets darker. Like, this guy legit has just white hair. It's not straight white, but he lost most of his color. Or they get really, like, their hair gets darker of a reddish or whatever their original color was. Ignore that he's green. Oops, a character with two colors? What does that mean? Anyway, so ghouls can either come in pale or dark flavors. And it means something for the lore. I'm not telling you, because it's a spoiler. So, Rune would have pale hair, because she's based on me, and I would have pale hair. If I was a ghoul in the world of Gatesville. Now, it doesn't have to be strictly desaturated, as we saw with Peter's character. He has blonde hair, but it's a lot lighter blonde than what it used to be. I think in his most updated reference, I think I actually made it lighter. You know, let me see. Mundi Mischi. Did I make it lighter? No, yeah, his hair is blonde, but it's a very pale blonde. Paler than what his normal hair would have been. And maybe since it's the fact that he has more blondish hair, that makes him sort of an outcast of his own people. I don't know. Does that mean something for his character? Now, I don't want her hair color and skin color to be too similar. So I might actually give her a more gray. That looks ugly. A more gray, yeah, this is it. Because I have naturally brown hair. So if I turned into a ghoul, I would get this kind of pale gray. There we go. And it's more reddish toned, so it's different from her skin. You look all the way back here, you can differentiate between her hair, her skin, and her shirt. So it's good values. It's good to have good values in your art. Now, if we go to filter, hue, and turn down the saturation, that's the wrong filter. If we, filter, fuck. If we, bear with me, if we get this hue saturation and turn down, there we go. See? Each bit of her is a different value. Nothing overlapping, nothing muddled. Hello, Maz. I was on a tirade. Okay. So we don't need that anymore. I'm going to fix. And I'm going to add this to her color. Just so we know that even if she has an outfit change, the main color of her outfit, or like the main focus of her outfit, is going to be this color. Even if she has an outfit change. Which is something I also keep in mind with the color coding. And at one point, I think I even had, like, herbal coding for some of the characters, which was a bitch and a half to keep in mind. So I think I just dropped it. Even though I did keep it for Rune. Not for Rune. Oh my god. I did keep it for Devora. She has rose themes in her design. Like, in her dresses. Which is really cute. And I'm keeping it. Why? Because I'm so sick of redesigning her every 5 seconds. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna tuck it in here. And then give her a few stitches. Maybe. I don't know. I should mention here, whatever powers, like shape-shifting abilities that you think vampires have, like in Dracula and whatnot, whatever you think those vampires can do, bury it. Because that's not what Gatesville vampires can do. I thought long and hard about it, and for the sake of story and, simplicity, and the fact that I don't want to fucking animate and redesign each character to have different forms, these vampires, unfortunately, cannot turn into bats or into wolves like Dracula could. But they do have different kinds of powers. Teehee. God, just realizing now, like, actually streaming on my Gatesville official Gatesville channel, which is linked in the description if you want to check that out and subscribe. We already have a little channel trailer that took me 5 years to, not really 5 years to make, but took me in a ridiculous amount of time to make, so go check that out if you want to. But streaming on that channel is going to be a pain in the ass because I'm going to have to really watch what I say on stream just for spoiler reasons. It has nothing to do with monetary value. Even though this is going to be a show that doesn't cuss all that much, despite how much I cuss, the show's not going to be that vulgar. And it's not to, so it can be child friendly. It's just because, it just makes sense for the lore of the characters to not be dropping F-bombs every 5 seconds. And in saying that, what a coinky dink. We are going to have to pause for a few seconds because I must go to bathroom. BRB AFK. Ow. Hey, yo, really random, guys, but did you know in America it is illegal to own a police scanner? I didn't know that, but apparently you can still buy them everywhere. In the US, it is technically illegal to own a police scanner. Which I thought a police scanner was one of those things that, you know, like you can listen to their radio broadcast talking about, we got a 1024 down on the east side or whatever. But no, apparently police scanner also kind of dings when there's a cop nearby because it also picks up on their frequency. You know, the thing that they were listening to in Mr. Incredible? Yeah. Technically illegal. It's like, hey, yo? Then wait. No, I'm not saying that because I have a police scanner. No, I don't. And that's not sarcasm. I actually don't have a police scanner. But it's just, I thought that was just a thing that you could tune. I thought it was just like a radio frequency that you could just tune into at any time. But no. Actually an illegal practice. Apparently, I don't know. I haven't, like, seen one. Well, it's like, I don't know if it was still illegal, but at one point it was illegal to have custom license plates in the UK. But then the police station was like, hey, we got some custom plates that are, like, kind of rubbish and funny that you'd for sale. Do you guys want them? And the Metro heads were like, what? They're illegal. Why are you, the police, selling them? I don't know if they're still illegal in the UK. All I know, the only thing about the UK justice system is what I picked up from watching Top Gear back in the good old days. Why is my phone going off? Don't y'all know I'm busy? Oh, okay. The family group chat. Anyway, completely random, has nothing to do with anything. Just remembered that and thought it was weird and an interesting bit of info. Something I am going to note about the art style of Gatesville and also my art style as a whole, I have to shout out to Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for inspiring this specific mouth shape. Because I think before I was just doing regular lines. But then when I really started redesigning, like last year, when I did the full, was it last year? God, I don't remember. I gave this show, like, a full overhaul of the lore, the design, story, and everything. They got a completely new coat of paint. Stripped down to the wood. And I was figuring out, how am I going to draw these MFs? And it was at the same time I was watching Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so I thought, you know what? Let's try this. Oh, I actually really liked this style. Hold up, let's implement it everywhere. figure out what her, shtick is later. But for now... I need a second opinion. No, I'm not. Oh, no. 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 No, that is just a semi. It's just a truck. Shh. Why is every semi truck in the world driving by my house today? Good gracious. Anyway, yes, opinion. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something silly. No. Does romance need to contain smut? Because as far as I know, these are two different genres, and I'm surprised to hear people think romance need to have smut. As an asexual person, no. Romance does not need smut. Yeah, it can be, yeah, like Maz said, it can be fluffy. You can still, like, have like, cuddle sessions, and, you know, them appreciating each other's physiques, but you don't, as a writer, if it's just romance, you don't have to write in them eye-fucking each other, or rolling in the hay. You can just do the close the door, cut to fade to black. Cut to the next morning, they're eating breakfast and they're wearing each other's shirts. You know, you can just do that. Or just have not have any of that in the relationship. If you can have sex without love, you can have love without sex. So no, romance does not require smut. Although it does make it a little bit spicy. I'm just surprised someone I know said she was writing romance and she was asked if it contained smut. It's like, oh. Well, okay, that's the thing. A lot of romance novels are just porn with plot, and I say plot in the most broadest of terms, with major air quotes. So that's probably what the person who asked the question was thinking about. It's like, oh, so you mean, like, when you say you're a romance author, do you mean, like, Twilight fan fiction? That's just basically porn? It's like, no, there's some soul into here. There's some soul in this, alright? Sorry you had to come back to that one, Waffles. We're speaking on the topic of smut, which you have to treat as something silly. There's no way people actually treat, like, smut fics or smut stories as serious. Honestly, I laugh my ass off whenever I come across those, because they're just so funny. Just the adjectives they choose to use in that genre is just ridiculous, but it's also hilarious. I can't get enough of it. It's so funny. But that might just be me as an ace person saying, haha, look at this. This is a joke, right? There's no way people take this seriously. And, like, no, actually, people do take this, like, very seriously and think it's, like, beautiful romance and whatnot. I'm like, say what? So my ace card is showing. I mean, some can be written well. Oh, absolutely. I'm not saying, like, all smut is just porn. But I'm just saying they're not mutually exclusive. It's a form of expression, and if you want to express that kind of emotion, that's what you're doing. You can have, like, a horror smut thing that's called slasher stories, which has a lot of porn. Some really at the right page of 11. Welcome to the internet. Lemons, as they were called back in my day. You knew it was about to get steamy if there was a lemon emoji in the title of that Wattpad fanfiction. And you knew it was gonna get extra spicy if it was a lime. Watch out for them limes. I prefer fluff. Have you seen those memes? You guys have probably seen those memes where it shows someone, like, I can't draw it, but it shows someone, like, really bored. Looking, it was like, it's not really bored, just, like, very neutral face looking at their phone. It shows me reading smut, and then it shows them getting all blushy and, like, red-faced and, like, hearts and roses around them. It's like, ooh, it was like me reading fluff. It's like, yes. Yes, I actually... I have a very, very vivid memory of it. I was reading some fluff on my phone. I was in my room, so it wasn't like I was in the living room or anything. I was reading it on my phone, and it was just so... Woo! I was actually kicking my legs reading it, going, ah! This is so good! And then my sister went, what's wrong? I was like, nothing! Nothing's wrong? What are you talking about? Why are you in my room? It's like, this is our room, asshat. And then she looked at me holding my phone and went, who are you reading? And I'm just, nothing, go away! Oh, good times. It's like, anytime Tab and I are reading something and we're just looking at our phones and there's like a huge smile on our face, it's either like, okay, you're either looking at memes, cat videos, or you're eating something fluffy. And I'll just lean over and go, who are you reading it for? It's like, who's it for? And she's, nobody. The beauty of the internet. I'm going to do the, well, no, I'm not gonna do the, Lucky Star thing. I'm gonna do the, what's her name? Oh! Hell, what's her name? Ah! What's her name from Danganronpa? That, with the... Oh god, I'm such a fake fan. Who's that chick from Danganronpa with the teddy bear? And is, like, turned on by despair and has, like, 20 personalities in her, and she had a twin sister that she fake killed. What's her name? Anyway, her. I'm gonna like have her pose as her with like that the hand under the chin. Junk maybe. God, I only watched the show like once. And it was only one version of the show. Well, anyway, she's gonna when idle, she's gonna have like the hand under the chin thing. And then when she's talking, it's gonna be like, eh? Like, sassy hands. I guess she's also doing the, Anya from Mouthwashing. Which... Can we talk about Mouthwashing for a second? The, new horror game that came out. Is it indie? Is it in? Yeah, it's the new indie horror game that came out. Can we talk about Mouthwashing for a second? Because if you guys either, like, don't know what I'm talking about, I won't bring it up, because I have a lot of strong emotions about it. But if y'all do want to talk about it, but are like, ooh, viewer discretion advised, because it's some heavy shit. Anyway. If you haven't heard of Mouthwashing, go watch someone play it. Find whatever gameplay channel you follow. You like to follow. And, just give it a watch. No one warned them. Oh, no, don't worry. It's a beautiful, story about a found family. It's a beautiful found family story. Don't worry about it. No, it's not a horror game at all. It's found family. That's what it is. Alright, now that the gullible people are gone. Fuck Jimmy! Fuck Jimmy, and fuck Curly too. Oh my god, woo. Anya, my baby girl did nothing wrong. Sweet woman. Jimmy, fuck you and your mom. That was terrible. And that's all I'll say on the matter. What, did I not? Anyway. I only bring up Anya because she does the same hand thing I do. And, you know, I sit, almost threw my pen. I sit in this position a lot. I do the hand thing. With, like, the elbow based on the hand, which, actually, that hand should be under the elbow. Oh, it was the rant thing. I forgot murder. Yeah, I forgot. It's been a long time since I've used these hotkeys. Oh my goodness. Anyway, like, when I'm talking or, like, doing voice recording, I assume this position anyway. So it'd be funny to draw a ghoulish rune in this same pose. Oh yeah, don't worry, Waffles. My entire story of Gatesville is all about mental health, too. Among with other things. Oop. That's bad anatomy. Hold up. We got a shoulder, and then we got to that. Okay, no, we gotta make room for the elbow. There we go. But I mean, seriously, guys. I mean this with 100% seriousness. If you haven't seen or played the game Mouthwashing, I highly recommend it. And, you know, as terrifying as an experience that was, I highly recommend it. Because it's a horror game, but it doesn't have excessive jump scares. There are still some like a few jump scares, but they're not like FNAF jump scares, if you know what I mean. They're just little guys. They're just little guys. Like, you turn around and there's a character standing right there, or you like walk into a room and you're like, what the fuck is going on in here? And then you walk in and then it's like creeping horror, which I really love. And it's also psychological. So prepare to like have your day ruined after finishing the game. Anyway, my entire Pinterest is full of mouthwashing fan art, and I mean, I have some opinions on people shipping Anya with Curly. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry this doesn't make any sense for you guys, but whew, I'm genuinely contemplating making a video about it, because it's it hits a topic that's just it's touched on a lot in horror, but it's never treated with the right amount of respect. And I'm not sure if I'm not sure if mouthwashing is one of those horrors, or if they treated it with just enough respect to show, to reflect reality. I don't want to get too much into it without a script, because I'm definitely going to need to censor the hell out of my, words. Don't want to get them monetized, apparently. But I do have some opinions on it. So, my god, did it reflect reality so much it pissed me off. Despite it being a game about a freighter ship in space. My friend in misery. Everywhere I roam, for I lay my head in stone. Yeah, yeah. Those were two completely different songs. My friend in misery. Wait, no, that's not wrong nose. Ugh. Did I just kill the vibe by bringing up mouthwashing? Oh, she actually does have that, that different face shape. Okay. I didn't know what face shape she had, even though I'm the one that gave it to her. Are you a fan of onion rings? Like the food? They aight. I don't hate them. My mom really likes them. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if they're available, I'll have some. But I prefer, JoJo's. Or They used to be called JoJo's, but then for some, I guess I missed the staff meeting because every time I said, "Hey, can I have some JoJo's?" and they're like, "Some what?" and I'm like those, and they're, you mean potato wedges? And I'm just, they're called JoJo's. Did I miss the staff meeting where everyone collectively decided to just call them potato wedges now? Like, yeah, I mean, sure, that's what they are, but Christ on a bike, they were called JoJo's for the longest time. Like, across menus, they're like, "Would you like some JoJo's?" And I'm like, "Yes, I would love some JoJo's. Bring in the extras." But then they're like, but then someone, somewhere, I guess, decided that they would be called potato wedges and just kind of Men in Black, blue light, look here at the tip of the pen, pew, thing to everyone except me. Well, no, my family remembers, but I'm just like... Yeah, they were called JoJo's for the longest time, but then everyone's like, "No, they're called potato wedges." I'm like, "Better my Jay." Oh yeah, look them up. They are delicious. They're like fries, but thick and like nice and brown. They're crispy on the outside, but still nice and potatoey, like on the inside, and they're seasoned just the right way. It's not just salt. There's something else in that seasoning. Mwah. Oh, it's so good. I almost don't want to draw her calm because I know working on Gatesville, I'm going to be anything but calm. uh, they're just normal fries here. Depends on where you get them. Yeah, but they're like, in America, a normal fry is like this thin little straw guy. But like the real JoJo's are like actual thick wedges. They still got the skin on them of potato, and they are es muy delicioso. The internet recognizes them as JoJo's. Well, the internet is correct on this front. They are called JoJo's, but anytime I go to a restaurant now, they're like, "Would you like some potato wedges?" And I'm like, and that isn't just me being pedantic. Because me being persnickety is with caramel. I know it's spelt and pronounced caramel. Like, I know, when I look at this, I know this is caramel. Or at least that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. But through my entire childhood, we just called it caramel. Well, actually, we pronounced it with the M. I mean, we didn't spell it like this, but this is how we pronounced it. We pronounced it caramel. Even though this was the word. My pen is freaking out for some reason. And every time I said, "Hey, can I have some caramel?" A caramel drizzle on my ice cream when I was a kid, people were like, "Oh yeah, sure, here you go. Here's your caramel." And then I get somewhere after being a child and into my double-digit years, people were like, "You mean caramel?" You know what I mean, bitch. I know it's pronounced and spelt caramel. I just can't bring myself to say it. In my eyes, in my mind, it will always be caramel. Even though caramel is a mountain, or a name, or a caramel. you caramelize food, meaning you fry it in, like, however you would caramelize onions. You don't say caramelize unless you're British. Yeah, caramelize. You don't caramelize onions, you caramelize onions. And caramel is just butter and sugar. So I know it's technically pronounced caramel, but I don't care. If you want to insist on saying it any other way, you go right ahead. I ain't gonna stop you. To each his own. Curly fries, wedges. Oh yeah, curly fries. Mwah! Delicious, especially Arby's curly fries because of the seasoning. It has nothing to do with the actual shape, although somehow the shape changes the flavor, but it's also the seasoning. But Arby's does not have the best fries in the fast food industry, and I'll stand by this one. Popeyes has the best fries you will ever have in the fast food industry. Why? Because it's Cajun fries, and Cajun fries, or Cajun seasoning, is superior in every way. Yeah, I know it's pronounced caramel. Like, I know. I'm just being stubborn. Just how I know, how do you guys pronounce this? G-I-F. How would y'all pronounce it? Do you pronounce it the peanut butter way? Or do you say it the correct way? It's GIF. I don't care if the creator said it's pronounced GIF. GIF is the peanut butter. GIF is the graphic image framing, or however it's actually, whatever the abbreviation actually is. I thought it was graphic image framing. It might actually be something else. But it's GIF. I don't care what anybody says. It is GIF. I don't care what the creator said. I don't care what the what the internet says. It is GIF. Is if you pronounce it GIF, I'm saying, oh, I'll send you a GIF. It's like, why would you send me a jar of peanut butter? I don't even like GIF peanut butter. It's like, oh no, it's the repeated framing of an image. Of a still image. It's, oh, you mean a GIF? I'll be pedantic about the pronunciation. Like, I just, like, purposely pronouncing things wrong because I refuse to give in. You know what, now that I'm saying that, what is GIF actually short for? Sorry about the whistle. Okay, what is it actually, what is it actually an abbreviation of? A GIF, acronym. Okay, graphics interchange format. GIF, because of graphics in the G. Graphic. GIF. Is interchange format. GIF. It is not a GIF. If it was a GIF, you would say, like, giant interchange format, where the G would have a J sound in company with the U. Now, it is G for graphic. And I'll scream to the heavens about it. Yeah, I typed up GIF acronym, and people are like, is it pronounced GIF or GIF? And it's like, it's technically pronounced GIF. They are wrong. Hard G. Gah. I forgot to draw her clothes. So how are y'all doing? Oh, Phoenix, were you one of those people that said, Geif? Or whatever? Craving peanut butter right now. I know! Peanut butter is so good. I hate Jif peanut butter because it's got all that hydrogenated oil and high fructose corn syrup in it, which is absolutely terrible for you. It makes me feel like I'm going to barf whenever I eat it because I feel like I'm choking. Even though I love peanut butter. So I gotta find, like, as expensive as it is to pay for. It's like, it's just this all natural peanut butter. Now I'm wondering. Sometimes I wonder if I'm even sane. What are we thinking, folks? Should we stop at the hands or continue on with the torso? You know those cheap, grocery store jams that taste like chemicals? I don't know, it's just... My mom loves them while I feel disgusted. Absolutely. Continue. Okay. I can't breathe. Onward. Actually, hold up. Since it... would actually be up here. Smooth or smooth. As much as I like crunchy food, something about crunchy peanut butter just is a no for me. Something about it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I like the crunch. I like crunchy food. It's just, for peanut butter, I don't know. If it's peanut butter, means it needs to be smooth. Now, if it's a little bit grainy, I don't mind, because that means, that lets me know, hey, there's like, that's some actual peanuts and salt in here. Real peanut butter should just be peanuts, salt, and oil. That's it. Maybe a little bit of sugar. But even then, I mean, like, why would you put sugar in the peanut butter when there's already going to be the natural sugar in, like, the jelly that you're going to put it with? Because peanut butter inevitably ends up on the same sandwich as jelly. Typically, because it's what we have and it's what I grew up with, I go for creamy. It's just because it's what I grew up with. It's what I know. But, I don't know, maybe if I find a chunky peanut butter that isn't terrible. I'll dive into it. But you gotta remember, in America, everything here is either terrible for you or terrible tasting. There's very little in between. Okay, here's not really a hot take, but here's a question that not a lot of people consider, especially when writing recipes. Salted or unsalted butter? Yeah, not margarine, but, butter. You guys like your butter salted or non-salted? Because a lot of recipes call for non-salted butter, and I'm just like, well, I don't have non-salted butter because I'm not a psychopath. Because the butter we have is the same butter we cook with, in my house anyway, it's the same butter we put on our toast and whatnot. So, we're like, oh, but the salt content, you're gonna, like, die of sodium overdose. It's like, I live in America. I'm already halfway to a sodium overdose just on rights of being born here. You just cut the salt in half if you're using salted butter for baking. If I use non-salted for toast, I might as well just sprinkle salt anyway. Exactly. Tofu skewers drowned in peanut sauce. We are from completely different sides of the planet, Waffles. That's for damn sure. I've never heard of that before. Nor did I even know that tofu came in skewers. I'm pretty sure you mean, like, you just cut the tofu. And then just fried it in what? Peanut sauce? I can confidently say I have never heard of that one before. Oh yeah, Phoenix, me too. When I was a kid, and still kind of now, I had huge salt cravings. Like, I wouldn't add salt on anything because, you know, my parents were actually very mindful of what I ate. But, my goodness. The degenerate shit I would do when they were asleep. I would sneak out into the dining room, grab the salt shaker from the from the table, and just eat fistfuls of it. It's amazing I didn't die. I still get major salt cravings, but now I manage it with you know, just having more savory food. I don't actually crave sugar. I prefer a nice I prefer crackers and chips over cookies. Now, I still like cookies, but I get more excited about seeing a bag of chips on a table than I do see of a box of cookies. Because you can eat, like, I can eat, like, an entire bag of chips and go, oh, I'm so gluttonous, haha. But if I eat, like, an entire container of cookies and whatnot, or even half a container, oh my god. I feel so sick afterward. Sugar legitimately makes me sick if I have enough of it, or just pass out. Like this one time we were at a potluck and I had so much food. It was like one of the first few times I actually went on a potluck to this synagogue. So I was eating well for like the first time at a function. And oh my goodness, I just went home and immediately passed out. It wasn't a food coma, but Jews know how to cook. Especially when cheesecake is involved. Found a lot more shit. Okay, Phoenix, I'm about to blow your mind if you haven't heard of them already. Chocolate chip cookies with potato chips. Have you heard of those? They are mind-blowing. Where basically, you just take the regular chocolate chip cookie, and then you press in or mix in, depending on what your preference is, Lay's potato chips. Just the plain Lay's potato chips in with the chocolate chip cookie. It'll blow your fucking mind. Pure motherfucking magic. It's just there in the air. What is that clip even from? When was it so funny? It's all around you, don't even know it. What in the American? What in tarnation? It is definitely it's one of the more American things you can come up with in the culinary scene, but woo, it's so good because the salt complements the natural acidity of the chocolate and makes it like, especially if you use semi-sweet chocolate chips instead of like, we don't use like the sugary chocolate chips, we use the semi-sweets. So they got more of their bitter aftertaste that they would normally have. Like, that they naturally have. Because chocolate is actually not that sweet. Naturally. It's actually more like coffee. So, meaning it's actually really good for you. In like, dark chocolate is actually really good for you. There have been many studies that dark chocolate actually helps with memory retention. Not quite. It doesn't quite help you with memory loss, but apparently it's good for keeping your mind sharp. Not even American, but I really want to get some of that. You can find a recipe online. As soon as I end stream, which is probably going to be in another 40 minutes or so, I'm definitely going to have to look something up, because I've been haunted by the memory of this Dr. Seuss short film that I used to watch all the time as a kid, called the what was it called? Was it called the Flurber Blue Highway? I don't know. It was something Seussian. And I have some of the songs stuck in my head, but I don't remember the words because it's been literal decades since I watched it. So I'm going to have to check it out, because there's a few bits of it where it's just stuck in my head and it won't go away. And it doesn't go away. And I'm just, what's the lyrics? I'm dying here. Oh, yeah. I'll remember. Okay. For sure. As soon as I end stream, I'm going to check that out. Check your stuff out. But I also, for the sake of my own mental health, I need to check out what the hell that Seuss movie was, because it is driving me insane. I know it wasn't fake because we had the VHS tape. We don't anymore because I think we got rid of it. But if it turns out that wasn't even real, I'm gonna have to ask my parents. I was like, what is it? Please tell me, was it real? Was it real? Because if not, I'm gonna die. I love how, depending on what angle I draw a character at, they can go from looking semi-normal to completely cartoonish. And it all depends on the angle, and it's eye shape. That's what it is. Looks like she'd be best pals with Loki. Which version of Loki? Like the MCU version of Loki? Her... Now either. No, I'm gonna go it this way. I'm gonna make her eyes, bigger. For the sake of consistency. And for the sake of expression. Much more the MCU. But it feels like either. Because, oh my god. Am I about to out myself on this one? When Avengers first came out, as in I was in junior high, so So for the non-Americans, I was 13 or so. When the movie came out in like when the Avengers movie first came out in like 2011. Oh my God, I had such an embarrassingly huge crush on Loki. Now I can't stand the motherfucker because of the way the writers just dropped the ball on his character. Now in the first, like, I think the crush started with the first Thor movie because I love Thor. Thor's my favorite Avenger. And MCU Loki used to be my guy. The Loki show came out, and I got, oh my God, the Loki show pissed me the fuck off. It's like, oh my. Now I have standards, and my biggest MCU crush is Ultron, so, you know, like, standards. Hello. But if I had to pick a Loki that Rune would actually probably be friends with, I don't know, because Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Loki, he's like actually more, he's not like more of a villain. He's not like actual malice and hatred in his heart for Odin and Thor. He actually hates Earth and hates Thor and is like just angry all the time. He's still the clever trickster, but he's just so bitter about it. But my favorite Loki, like the one that genuinely still makes me laugh to this day, that I quote all the time. I quote this Loki all the time. Is the Loki from Superhero Squad. And if you don't know what Superhero Squad is, it is basically how do I explain Superhero Squad? It's like the My Little Pony of Marvel. That's all I know how to explain it, because people look at it as like, oh my God, it's like Teen Titans Go. It's like, well, no, this show came out way before Teen Titans Go. Shut the fuck up. And also, Teen Titans Go isn't that bad. Y'all are just bitter. There we go, that's much better. My God, this Superhero Squad Loki, he's still a villain, but he's more like a, what kind of villain do I describe him as? He's more goofy, I should say. Like, he's more of a trickster in like a, kind of like a sibling bully. Like, he still has the father always likes you best, but he's more like the, ha-ha! Today is your Loki day! You don't even have a real weapon. What are you gonna do? Build me a tree house with your hammer? Ooh, scary. Oh, best interpretation of Loki in modern media. And y'all can fight me on that one. That Loki is not only genuinely a villain, but he's not like evil. He's just, you know, all for the fun of being Loki. You know, he's more like the greatest showman. You know, it's all for the show, for the fun, for the shits and giggles. And I love that kind of Loki. He's not really a villain. He's just, you know, poking fun at his brother. Half-brother. Sure, he still wants to take over Asgard, but it's more like he just wants to watch the other Asgardians trip over themselves. And he just gets a kick out of it. That's the beauty with Superhero Squad. none of the villains actually need motivation because they're just villains, so they can be as cartoonishly and over the top as possible. Like, oh my god. Doctor Doom in Superhero Squad is so... He's not the most powerful or the most clever of Doctor Dooms, but oh my god, he's voiced by Charlie Adler, and it is so funny. It's just fun. Superhero Squad is just fun. So I never thought that Tom Kenny could voice not SpongeBob, but Tom Kenny in Superhero Squad voices Iron Man, which you'd think is like, what? Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob as Iron Man? Billionaire playboy philanthropist? But yeah, Tom Kenny uses, like, I think he uses his normal voice for Tony, and it's so good. It matches his character so well. It's like, yeah, this is Tony Stark. Hold on a sec, guys. I'm contemplating something. I should have put on a different layer. But what are we thinking, guys? What's the vibe on these gloves, boys? Here, let me do this. So I can just erase the... There we go. What's the vibe, boys? This or this? What are we thinking? Maybe they'll be slightly thicker. Maybe. I could put them higher on the wrist. I don't want to, like, go beyond the sleeves. Because these could, if they're cuffed at the wrist where they are, they mimic more closely to my compression gloves, which I use for my hand joints, because, oh my god, I'm gonna look forward to arthritis and carpal tunnel when I get older. When I get older. Try the next 10 years. I just realized she's wearing the shaggy pants. Oh no! Oh my god, I just realized that. She's wearing Shaggy's pants. Oh my god, that is so funny. That is... Is that you, Hawk? No? Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. I need to let the cat in. Alright, I'm back. There's another cat on my door. Oh, it's just Hawk. Okay. I thought it was a different cat. Oh. I already feel like I'm in my 30s. I got 6 years until then. Amen, brother. I got 4 years. Oh my god, that just hit me. I have 4 years until I'm 30. Damn. Sakura? Get out. Go. Go away. Now I need to go get my bottle cap. Instead of throw it at the stupid cat. Go away. You're not welcome in this side of the house. Shoo. Yeah, that's right, I said it. No. 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 Yeah. Hello, Hawk. Hello. Alright, what are we doing? Okay. We're gonna keep the gloves for now. Because I like them. If you hear cats screaming at each other in the background, that's because they are. And I can't stop them from fighting because they just won't leave each other alone. Anyway. So really, all we would have to do to fix this new design, excuse me, is that's an odd thing to say, Phoenix. Wait, actually, how far up the rest are they down? Oh, just to the base. Alright, so it would actually be here. Don't want any, tangents. Oh, shit, there's gonna be a tangent right there. Damn! No, you're fine, Waffles. We're keeping the gloves on. The gloves stay on. Actually, no, they would not. As compression gloves, you would have to take them off when you're about to do a hand workout. Don't read too much into it. Like, if you're drawing, or very specific example, lifting cement bags, it's not a good idea to wear compression gloves. Because you will get a humongous hand cramp so bad you'll actually feel like your hand needs to be amputated. And also, don't sleep with them on and don't get them too wet, but you can still wash them. Don't get it twisted. The gloves come off, as it were. How in the balls is it already 1 o'clock? I ain't even had lunch yet. What am I gonna do? How long have I been strumming? 2 and a okay, okay. That's a good time frame. Even though the last time I worked on a sprite like this, it was 10 hours. Oh my god, y'all remember that? That was wild. That was a wild stream. I'm surprised I actually didn't lose my voice. Yeah, it's funny because last stream was only 4 hours, and like by the second half, I'm like, oh my god, guys, I'm on. Like, my voice is dying. But then when I was listening back to the 10-hour stream, it was like, yeah. I can. Hour 9, I was like, I can start to feel my vocal cords getting a little tense. It was like, okay. What do we got? We got a mint patty, we got caramel, we got fruity tootsie, tootsie fruit chews, both sour and sweet. And we got, what do we got here? We got grandma cookies, we got a pumpkin roll, we got Swiss rolls, we got 3 Nature Valley granola bars, we have a taro milk, we have 3 ramunes, 2 melon, 1 grape, and a shitload of Monster. You know what? I'm going to save the taro milk for... What is today? Thursday? Tomorrow. I'm going to save it for tomorrow, because then my sister will be home, and then we can make bubble tea. If she still has her taro milk. So we can do that. In the meantime, I'm going to have... You know what? I'm going to have a Little Debbie's oatmeal cookie. Because I like their oatmeal cookies. Oh. Son of a bitch. I forgot to turn on my background music. Ain't life a bitch? No, it was not. I just forgot. Because I use PRISM Live Studios to live stream. And sometimes they their background music automatically boots up as soon as you click on a like a frame or a scene. But apparently with there's a different function for playlists and just background music, because you have to hit play on a playlist, but for background music they just automatically beep doop. So it's just a deal. Oh well. Now I need to wash it down with some water. Yeah, some of it's very quiet, some of it's louder. It's just, ugh. Technically, since she's turned her head towards the camera, her hair back here should be a little closer to the skull. Excuse me. And well, this just shows how shit I am at drawing consistent characters. Hmm. Wait, actually, how do I... Alright, Gecko? Okay, you got the double fangs. Now, for... What's their names? Shoot, I forgot what their names were. They got the double... Okay. Now, for these Gatesville streams, as much as I would absolutely love to have some Mew for music in the background, because his stuff really is a vibe, the horror artist, I don't like getting copyright striked by third parties. So I will not be using any of his music for my streams. Or at the very least, if I do, I'm gonna... Just pray that I don't get a strike. My duck characters, they're just beans. I'm practicing human/human life anatomy. Any tips? For humans... What anatomy tips? For the face, nostrils and inner eye usually line up. Bottom of the ear, top of the ear lines up with bottom and top of nose, like especially if they're tilted. So there's that. The neck is usually the same width as the palm. I mean, there's also room for stylization, but it's typical. The forearms. The hand should just barely be able to touch the shoulders, so technically this is bad. This is inaccurate anatomy because her wrist is so freaking long. I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. Also, this is just an art tip. Sometimes, anatomy be damned, if you need an interesting silhouette for your character or an interesting silhouette for the pose, anatomy be damned. Do whatever looks good. Because, like, anatomy-wise, the eyes for her are, like, too freaking big. Because I draw square eyes, not round. See, like, usually certain things just line up. For humans. And if you're having trouble with certain aspects of human anatomy, don't be afraid to just drop it for the sake of your own just ease. Because when I draw people, I only draw 4 fingers. I don't draw 5. Like, I don't draw the extra pinky. I just don't. Nothing against pinkies, it's just it was hard to keep track of 5 fingers, and 4 is usually what, like, cartoons do. 3 fingers and a thumb. I think Family Guy, even though I don't watch Family Guy. That's what they do. And it's usually the same with like the legs. The thigh is usually the same length as the torso. Usually. Some people are just built different. And the shoulders, the start of the shoulder, like if you're looking straight ahead, the start of the shoulder usually frames where the head is gonna be. Any bigger than that, and it's like a bobblehead chibi. So, like, let's see if I'm just proved myself wrong. She's at a 3/4 angle, so it's really hard to see, but her head doesn't really go past her shoulders. It stays well within this little box. Mm. So that's human / anthro anatomy tips with Rune. Hope you enjoyed. If I come up with more, I'll say more. But you know, like, off the top of my head, those are the first ones that I use to specifically draw people or anthros, because it can, like, depends on what kind of anthro furry character you're drawing. It can line up as well. Depends on what kind of furry you're drawing. Also, and this is just, again, character design in general, the eyes are the most important part of the character. So unless the eyes are purposefully obscured, that usually also says something about their character. So like the color, shape, angle, and accessibility of a character's eyes reads into what kind of character they are. Also, shape language. Well, that, again, that's just character design in general. It has nothing to do with people. There's some good human anatomy tips. It's taken me a long time to piece whatever human anatomy I learned over the years. A lot of how to draw books, especially a lot of anime how to draw books. They talked a lot about head height and proportion when it comes to like drawing children or adults at different ages. And yes, typically in proportion to their body, children's are gonna have larger heads. But in like cartoons, that's gonna be for bitter expressions and bitter eyes. Usually like the biggest like the bigger the eyes on a character, the more innocent and childlike they are. So in general, the eyes are the most important part of a character design. The eyes, the silhouette, and there's something else. Eyes, silhouette, and I guess color palette. But depending on what kind of story you want to tell, color palette can either be meaningful or not. Where like certain color palettes do invoke certain emotions from people. But again, that's just in general, that's not specifically people. Okay, Waffles, you go right on ahead. I might, end stream soon anyway, as well. Because I'm getting into the boring line art, coloring phase, so... And I need to eat lunch. So, yes, it's 2 o'clock, I need to eat lunch. I will be ending stream. Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. I don't know when the next, Rune Skiamorph stream is going to be, but I may or may not be streaming on my other channel, top link in the description, check it out. Where I will be working on, drawing my characters as vines. Just silly fun stuff. I don't know when that's gonna be, but as soon as I'm done with this, I'm definitely gonna put together a game plan for that, because I need to get off my ass on about it, just like the title says. This needed to be done a long time ago. So, scheduled to be announced, and I will see you all in the future. Bye-bye. Bye. Yep, I'll check that out soon.